What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to episode 54 today of the Road to Glory career mode. In this one, we're going to kickstart off with a game against Real Sociedad in the second leg of the round of 16 of the Champions League. Because as you know, we played them last time out in the live game and we beat them 3-0 away from home in Spain. So the damage is pretty much done after that first leg. All we need to do is defend well here at home and we should be going through to that quarter-finals. But alongside that, I'm going to be doing this game and a couple of other games as post-comms, and then we'll jump into the live comms for the rest of the episode. So hopefully you enjoy this kind of different style like we've been trying out on the channel recently, but also as well, in certain areas of the live part of the video today, the audio and the gameplay isn't fully in sync. I'm not 100% sure why that is. I tried to get it as close as I possibly could, and I apologize in advance if it is slightly out of sync for a few views. It's just to let you know in advance in case you were thinking about commenting saying it's not in sync or whatever. I do know, unfortunately, though, I couldn't quite fix the problem. Hopefully it'll be fixed for the next episode. But yeah, as I said, job was already pretty much done in the away leg of this one, so all we really had to do was just come here, make sure we didn't concede, and it really was pretty much a boring game, and that was down to the fact of the way I set the team up. I set it for us to basically sit back and just absorb the pressure. I know ultimately there was one chance, which Wan Mi hit straight at green, and that was pretty much all there was to shout about in the first game. As I said, I set up the team very defensively. I mean, you can see by the match facts, we did have a few shots, but there wasn't really a lot to write home about. And the way I set it up was just literally to not concede. And it worked out because we got the 0-0 draw. So after that game, I checked out the draw itself to see who was going to be the quarter-final opponents. You can see the draw has some really good ties in there. City will play Juventus. Atletico Madrid will take on Milan. AC, that is. And PSG will play Leverkusen. We have got Inter Milan. So there's the two teams who play at the San Siro still left in the competition, and we're going to have to play at that ground in this episode today. They are the two live games that you'll watch later on. Both legs up against Inter. So by the end of today's episode, you'll know whether or not Crew are heading for a semi-final of the Champions League or if we're going to fall short and go out in the quarters. But nevertheless, it's been a fantastic season, our debut season in the Champions League, and it's been a wonderful ride all the way through. And I'm sure if Crew fans were watching this and this was a real-life situation, they'd be loving their lives right now. But heading into the next game, we simmed one against Watford, which we ended up falling to a 1-0 defeat. We then had this game against Newcastle away from home at St James's Park. So I went into this kind of confident, but at the same time, I was just kind of having one mind on that tie to come against Inter Milan. I didn't want to risk injury to a lot of players, and we do have another game after this coming up against Liverpool. So my sides kind of reflected that. So with this one, we started Reece Nelson. Of course, he is one of our stronger players, but he just doesn't fit the bill right now of us having El Ghazi. Although saying that, I'm kind of deciding whether or not I should be starting Nelson over El Ghazi himself. But the first chance of this one fell Newcastle's way. And quite simply put, I honestly do not know how we weren't 1-0 down. Their man got through and he hit his effort wide of the post. Couldn't keep it on target. And I genuinely thought that was us going 1-0 down. But luckily for us, we bounced back in the right way. Calvert-Lewin, good turn, gets inside and slots home his 17th of this Premier League campaign. Great finish towards that bottom corner. You'll see it from a different angle, and I have to admit, when I saw this go in, I was so glad because this just shows you how important he can be for our club. Of course, losing Ben Brereton this start of this season to Hoffenheim for all that money, we thought who was going to come in and replace him. Donis early on looked like he was going to be the man. He scored a few goals when we got into it, but then we signed Calvert-Lewin, and he was basically a like-for-like replacement, and that is why he's the top scorer of this Premier League season. We should have had a second. Again, Calvert-Lewin was that man at the back post, but he hit his effort straight at the goalkeeper, and then straight from there, we gave the ball away with Dominic Iorfa. They go through, and the man who missed earlier on in the game, I think it's Coutron, I don't actually know if I pronounced it right, I apologise if I haven't, slotted home to make it 1-1 and put Newcastle back in this one. So, I mean, I think this sums up how much we need a new right back. At this point, I got a bit tilted. I was like, hell no, he's not staying on the pitch, substitute him off. You just can't give away the ball when you've got 4 outlet passes on and you just pass it straight to a Newcastle player. You just can't do that at this sort of level. So I think my main focus for the next transfer window is bringing in a right back just to make sure we've got a world-class one in that position, and that way we're not having to rely on Iorfa or Zivkovic for that matter. And somehow we were still in this game. And I've got to say, this is probably the save of the series that we're probably ever going to see. Take a look at this. When I show you it in another replay, at first I thought they hit the woodwork and then Green made the save on the rebound, but no, it's actually a double save from England's #1. You'll see it from this angle now. Take a look at this. Gets fingertips to the first shot, pushes it onto the post, Then the rebound comes in, and I'm thinking surely going to be 2-1 Newcastle. He runs all the way back, and somehow he's able to keep the second effort out. I've got no idea how on earth he pulled those saves off, but that's what he's capable of. As I said before, I was slating him, saying he wasn't that great, even though he was like 87 rated. Well, got to admit, this season, he's massively stepped up when we've needed him to in games like that. So we did only get a point, but given the circumstances, it's still a decent point. So we went into the next one against West Brom, wanted to win this. Of course, with the season coming to a close, we are so far out in front that I just don't think we need to play all these games. So I simmed it. Evans opened up the scoring. They equalised through Thomas. Nelson then gave us a 2-1 lead before Gaia missed an 80-minute penalty. Again, I'm not quite sure why Gaia is on these penalties, but he seems to be the man that we keep calling upon for them. And if he keeps missing, he's not going to be taking many more, which I can't actually stop that happening, though, unfortunately. I can't, change it. I've changed it in our squad team. I've put Donis on penalties, but for some reason, it is still Jose Gaia whenever we sim a game. Maybe one of you guys know how to change that in the comments section. The final game, though, comes from Anfield before we move into the live part of the episode. We are massively out in front now, so this one was just to play it, just to make sure we asserted dominance. Top scorers of the division as well, and that is largely down to our front three firing on all cylinders. Although Grujic has, picked up with a few goals as well. So he's facing his former club today, and I kept one mind on this Champions League game as I went into this one. So as you can see there, we started with a front three of Martin, Donis, and Reiss Nelson, not Calvert-Lewin and El Ghazi that we usually see up there. And also my back four represented the fact that we had a tough game to come against Inter Milan because I didn't name our strongest team. Although we actually played very well for large parts of the game. Nelson here on this right-hand side finds a nice cutback towards Martin, who sent his left-footed shot against the post, and it bounced out, unfortunately. I thought that was our opening goal, but no, it wasn't meant to be. We continue on to the second half. Grujic still on the pitch at this point, finds Martin. Donis then on the ball, finding Nelson. Here's low-driven shot coming back off the woodwork, and then it was falling to Barso Vidar, who put us 1-0 in front. And as soon as that goal went in, I instantly pressed the start button and I went to make some substitutions because we have to play that game against Inter Milan literally days after this. So I was looking to take off some people. So I took off Jose Gaia firstly. And then I also brought off Marko Grujic as well. Swapped Konsa to left back. And they were the only two changes I really made. I think actually maybe I brought off Donis as well, possibly. No, I don't think I did in the end. I think I kept him on. And then, yeah, I think I only brought off Grujic and Konsa. They were the only two changes that I made. But when you make changes after you've just gone 1-0 up, it can sometimes come back to bite you in the backside as Jordan Henderson found Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, and from the tightest angle possible, he slotted home to make it 1-1. I say it's the tightest angle. I've seen, tighter angles in the possibility of scoring. I'm sure it's not that, but even so, we shouldn't be getting beaten out near post like that. So Green, who had a phenomenal performance against Newcastle last time, unfortunately there, had a moment of the old Green where he let himself get beaten at his near post. But we continue on regardless. 30 minutes left. Reiss Nelson brought down in the box. And it is a definite penalty kick to us here. There's no doubt about it. And Laporte really can have no quarrels with the referee there. It's a definite penalty kick. And you just can't go sliding in like that inside the penalty area and expect to, if you don't win the ball, to not get penalised for it. As Donny steps up and a very good penalty put us back in front at 2-1. As I said, though, we're massively in front at this point in the league. I'm honestly not bothered about how we play. This was just momentum building heading into that game against Inter Milan. So even if we were to lose this, it's not the end of the world, but it is nice to come out on top and try and win the game. So being 2-1 up, yeah, we didn't really have our greatest team out there, but we were still performing. And that's one thing that I liked about it. So a lovely finish from Donis. 2-1 up, and we didn't end there. Konsa, I was a bit worried when I saw him out on this left-hand side, so I didn't want to cross it, because of course he's normally a centre-back for us. Finding Barso Vidar, who found the substitute Pritchard, who came on for Evans in the end, and he made it 3-0. Simple finish, simple goal, really nothing to it after that, but we were in complete control of the match. And with 13 minutes left on the timer, we secured all 3 points. Nelson, lovely interchangeable play, finding Pritchard. He then finds Adonis, who doubles his tally for the afternoon. Lovely teamwork goal to end off what was a very good performance. And as I said, just momentum building, heading into that next game up against Inter Milan. And I think actually after this win here, we're not too many points away from securing the title itself. So it's been a good season again for us. We're looking like we're going to get another Premier League trophy. We're in the semi-finals of the FA Cup, and if we do beat Inter Milan over the 2 legs, which you're about to watch now, we'll be into a semi-final of the Champions League. But without further ado, guys, hope you enjoyed the live part of the episode. As I said, apologies for the audio and gameplay sync thing. I'll try and make it work for next episode. But enjoy, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the live part of this episode. So, as you can see right there on the screen, we've got Inter Milan in the quarterfinals of this Champions League. The home leg is up first. I've already changed around the team. I'll let you see it in just a moment. But in terms of this one, I'm feeling pretty confident that the boys can get us over the line and get us into a good lead in the first leg. Because remember, Champions League's always 2 legs. So even if we win this first one, we still have a tough game to come over in Italy. And our main aim from this one has got to be just not conceding, I think. We just don't have to concede, and then we can do the damage over in Italy if need be. So that's the side I've gone with. Green, Gaia, Konsa, Tarkowski, and Zivkovic at the back. A midfield 3 of Grujic, Evans, and Oxford. And then the front 3, Calvert-Lewin, Donis, and El Ghazi. Of course, the sliders remain completely untouched, as always. In terms of how I think we're going to play, I just want to make sure we don't concede. That's my only worry right now. I'm not too bothered if we don't score. I just don't want us to concede the away goals. Because as you know, away goals can be quite important. So we don't want to have that happen. Here we are then. Crew's debut year in the Champions League. And we've already made it to the quarterfinals. How far can we go, though? That is the question here. So, of course, club captain Ezri Konsa leads the team out onto home soil for this one. And he wouldn't be home soil in England without it raining. So, yeah. So, the other teams left in this, PSG, Leverkusen, Milan and Atletico. And I didn't see the other group stage game there. But I'm looking forward to seeing if we can get ourselves through to a semi-finals. At least I think it's raining anyways. So, Inter's team, they still have Mauro Icardi. He's got 5 goals this Champions Cup. He's 4th overall in the list. Donny scored twice last time out for us, though. So, he is our danger man, I guess you could say, up front. But then again, so is our front 3. They've been so deadly all season long. In terms of the teams, of course, you've seen ours. So, we'll wait for the Inter Milan one. And here it is. So, Milan's team. Wow, Lafont in goal. They've got Messi. What? They've got Messi playing right wing. Çalhanoğlu in the centre attacking mid. Icardi up front. Idrissa Gana Gueye in the centre CDM. They've got Messi out wide. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I don't know what to say. I was not expecting to see Messi in this team, and that's putting it lightly. Anyways, let's get the game underway and see if we can defeat Inter Milan. I'm not a fan of playing in rain because it does, you know, have that impact on the pitch where the ball travels that much more quickly. So hopefully it won't affect me too much. Opening 20 minutes, been really, really quiet. We haven't really been able to do a lot, and gotta say, I'm a little bit worried about our right-hand side of our defence because, of course, Zivkovic isn't exactly the player you want in that position. But then again, neither is Dominic Iorfa for Champions League. So I think we will need to strengthen that position. As I say that, Zivkovic is going down the right here. Finds it inside to Donis, who holds up the play pretty well. He's got Gaia making the overlapping run on the left. This might be the first chance of this game. Jose Gaia in towards the box. And Alban Lafont clears it. And Grujic reacted quickest. Got his head to the ball, but couldn't keep it down and on target. And if he did, that was 1-0. The goal was gaping. It wasn't a very difficult chance, I'm not going to lie. Of course, it bounced off Lafont very quickly. And I didn't expect Grujic to even get there, but he did. And if he'd been able to keep it down, it was 1-0. Grujic again from Oxford. And there is Lafont with another important block of that shot from Grujic. Wow, good save as El Ghazi whips the corner in. Gaia's up there. I don't know why it is Jose Gaia. The header is cleared away to Mauro Icardi, and that's our chance gone. But another good save from Alban Lafont. Grujic, El Ghazi. Evans picks it up from El Ghazi. That's good work. And Evans now crossing. It's the free header. Donis has got to score. He has done. We take the lead here right on the stroke of half-time. It had to go in there from Donis. He's completely unmarked in the middle of the box. And Crew take the lead in the game. In what's been quite a boring first half of football, in all honesty. Good delivery from Evans. Got to say that, though. And then Donis, an unconvincing finish on the header straight at Lafont. And he'd already committed himself so much that he just, unfortunately, for Inter Milan, just could not keep it out. He saved it, but it went into the roof of the net instead and ended up going in. So, Donis has given us a 1-goal advantage, and that has pretty much been our one and only chance from this game, barring a long shot from Grujic. So, yeah, I'm surprised to say we're going in at the break 1-0 up. Bruma. Çalhanoğlu, Tarkowski, has he done enough? Has he done enough? Not quite. Çalhanoğlu has it back, and that's a good shot. And Icardi! Oh my goodness me! Clear it away, someone! What was that from Mauro Icardi? How do you keep that out? Wow, what a strike. I'm truly speechless. Look at that from Mauro Icardi. Wait, did that actually cross the line? Because let's have a look, shall we? I'm very intrigued to see. Oh my goodness me, look at that. Hang on just a moment. I've got to say, I think if you're the referee, that might be the wrong decision. I believe, personally speaking, that ball from Mauro Icardi's shot is over the line. Oh, it's a close one. It's a very, very close decision. The referee, though, hasn't given it, and we continue on here. But on another day, I tell you what, that might have been given, and it might have been Inter Milan with that goal that we were talking about, the away goal that we just didn't want to concede. So, got away with one there. And there is the full-time whistle. We go to Italy in the second leg, bolstering a 1-goal advantage, and we kept the Italians out. That was the most important bit. We didn't give them an away goal, although it did look like Mauro Icardi had found an equaliser, and I'm still sceptical about how that hasn't actually gone in. If we take a look at it again from Mauro Icardi, maybe it'll show us it better on this angle. But given the fact that I do believe that is over the line from Mauro Icardi, we've got away with a massive, massive, lucky... I honestly don't know if that's over the line. Maybe you guys want to put a comment about it, but all I know is that we got away with a massive lifeline there. We were the better team, but it sometimes doesn't matter, you know. And if that goal from Icardi had gone in, it would have felt like a defeat and not a victory. Got a game now against third place Southampton, which I'm going to sim just because we are like 17 points ahead in the title race. I think it's safe to say we've secured that. My only aim now is on that second leg against Inter Milan. So we've gone with that team. It's much changed because of the fact that we do have to keep one eye on that game. So the only player I think that retains his place from the side that played against Inter Milan is actually Green in goal. I think it's pretty much 10 changes from that team that played. So we've actually got a goal conceded here. St. Maxim has given Southampton the lead here. So not ideal, but we know, of course, that we don't really have to rely on anything from this game. And so a 1-0 defeat here is completely fine. In the grand scheme of things, it's our third defeat of the season. We're not going to get caught at the top. It's going to be our title. And as I said, I changed around the side heavily for that one, knowing that we did have to keep one eye on this second leg here. So I'll switch back to the team that had played for us and picked up that victory in the last game against Inter Milan. And hopefully they'll do the exact same again in this one over in Italy. Haas is now 80 rated as well. So he's growing very, very nicely. So here we go then. The final game of today's episode. The second leg against Inter Milan. Exactly the same team that played at home last time against them and picked up that 1-0 win. We're looking for the same result over in Italy. Of course, a 0-0 will be enough. And any goals that we score count as 2 if we do draw the overall tie because of the away goal ruling. So that's going to be our aim here today. Just try and grab a goal nice and early on, put the pressure on Inter Milan, and that way we can then just try and sit back, keep hold of the lead that we've got, and of course, even if they score twice, we go through on the away goal ruling. So our aim needs to be just to try and score, and I think we'll be through to the semi-finals of the Champions League. How good does the San Siro look? It looks even crazier seeing the Crew Alexandra flags littered about the stadium. Never expected to see that at a ground like the San Siro, but hey, listen, we've earned our right to be here. Look at them. I mean, look how many Crew fans have come this way to watch themselves play at the San Siro. It's the first time ever in their history that they're going to get to play in the Champions League and actually maybe reach a semi-final. So how cool would it be if they could do it and pick up a victory here? It looks crazy seeing Crew fans in the San Siro on a night in the Champions League. I still can't get over it. But, of course, you saw our team. We'll check out the Inter team just to see if it's the same. It is not. This time, there is no Lionel Messi. It is actually going to be Kevin Volland who starts out wide on the right-hand side today. And he's not even on the bench, is Messi. So that's a surprising inclusion there. But without further ado, we're going to jump into the game here at the San Siro and see if we can get through to the semi-finals. Uh-oh, my Riccardi's in! Riccardi's in! What a save by Green! That's important, because remember, if Inter score, then it's game on again, because a 1-1 draw, if they score and win it 1-0 here, that takes it to 1-1 on aggregate, and that will take us to extra time. So we need to grab a goal at least, so I'll feel more confident. But what a save it was from Green, as Mauro Icardi managed to sneak in and get in behind. Calvert-Lewin up a long way here. He's going to find El Ghazi on this right-hand side. El Ghazi's shot is well saved by Lafont. A chance at either side here, and this game has just sprung to life. Here is Gaia, a little bit of luck involved in how he's still got the ball, but nevertheless, Jose Gaia drives forward, crosses as well. El Ghazi, just go for your head. Why is he going to his feet and Gaia's down? Don't quite know why El Ghazi keeps doing what he's doing. I'm a little bit worried with the way he's playing at the moment. His first touches and his overall play has been a bit weak recently. Calvert-Lewin in towards Grujic. He's going to drive forward as well. He looks towards Donis, who's got a little bit of space. And Donis has given us a 1-0 lead. There is the away goal we were talking about. And just as I was having a critic at El Ghazi, he actually made the run that allowed Donis that much time and space to be able to pick his spot and take it. You can see, watch, El Ghazi's run across the defenders, pulls Rullison out of position, and that's the reason why Donis had so much time and space. But he made no mistake with the finish, Donis, and that is a lovely, lovely finish to that bottom corner. And we do take the 1-0 lead. We have the away goal. And now, even if Inter score twice in this second half, we will go through on away goal ruling. So we do have a little bit of leeway now to at least concede. And I've just realised, for the second game running against Inter Milan, we've scored on a stroke of half time. So maybe that's their weak point, losing concentration right at the end of the half. We're into the final 5 minutes. And we are on the verge of a Champions League semi-final with Crewe Alexandra. What a journey it's been, I have to say that. I mean, we've still got a long way to go because the semi-finals obviously isn't going to be easy either. Actually saying that, we might be in for 3 here over the 2 legs. El Ghazi's in. El Ghazi makes it 3 over the 2 legs. 2-0 up. Game, set, and match at the San Siro. We've actually done better here away from home than we did in our home leg, which is saying something about the boys. They seem to play with no fear when we're away from home, and that's something that's good. Lovely finish from Anwar El Ghazi, though. And that doubles our advantage on the night and triples it in terms of the aggregate scoreline. So we are heading towards a semi-final. The question is, who we're going to get in that next round. Oh, that's brilliant play. And here goes Calvert-Lewin. Is it 4? Lafont saves it. It's 4 on the aggregate scoreline. That was sensational stuff from our front 3. It started so deep as well. But we just made the chance happen. Inter Milan at that point were caught. And it's safe to say that over the 2 legs have deserved to go out. It could have been a much different story. Could you imagine if Icardi had scored that goal where it hit the woodwork and bounced and we thought it had crossed the line? Because I don't like coming to away legs being, 1-1, having to score. That always is an issue for me sometimes. I've been knocked out numerous times in the past over career modes where I've conceded an away goal and it's 1-1 and I just don't score in that away leg. So this time around, we're lucky that didn't happen because we've come here and we've beaten Inter Milan by 3-0 at the San Siro. Sensational. Major credit as well goes to Jay Green because if he didn't save this chance from Icardi, then who knows how this tie could have turned out. Important block there of that shot. Gotta say, he's certainly stepped up. I had a little bit of critics towards Jay Green in the past season, but this season, he's played to what his rating suggests, which is now an 89 overall goalkeeper. He's playing very, very well. So, Leverkusen look like they've knocked out PSG. I don't think the other 2 ties, which involve Man City, Juve, Atletico, and somebody else I can't remember, have actually finished. So, we'll skip a few days. Next episode, we'll start off with that semi-final of the FA Cup against Crewe Alexandra. We're on course for a treble here. So maybe that's going to be what we have come the end of the season. But let's take a look then who we've drawn in the next round of the Champions League. Here it is then, ladies and gentlemen. The next screen will present us with our next challenge in this Champions League semi-final. I wonder who it's going to be. So, Leverkusen have drawn Man City. We're going back to the San Siro. It's going to be AC Milan. So AC Milan knocked out Atletico Madrid. We, of course, knocked out Inter. Leverkusen did, in fact, knock out PSG. And Man City knocked out Juventus. I have played a Champions League final against Bayer Leverkusen before. I think I've even played a Champions League final against AC Milan before, if I'm not wrong. But overall, we're going back to the San Siro. And there's still 2 English teams left in this, in us and Man City. So that will be to come next episode, I think. I'll double check just to make sure about that, because I think the tie will be there. So we have got semi-finals, and then, yeah. So next episode, we will have the semi-finals of the FA Cup and the semi-finals of the Champions League. But that is it for today, guys. If you did enjoy it, a like would be greatly appreciated. As always, thank you so much for all of your support on the channel. I really appreciate it. Going to spend the rest of the day visiting my mum, so I might not upload a second video, guys. Just to let you guys know anyway, in case I don't. But other than that, if I don't upload a second video today, I will see you all again at 4 PM tomorrow for yet another video. See you all then, guys. Adios.